into tools of what you've come up with on healing and empowerment next, and some helpful things and tips for our listeners, so that if they're listening and they're trying to get out of a bad relationship, what you've discovered to be helpful things that they should be aware of. Well, let's take our first break, and we'll be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Are you or your loved one suffering from addiction to drugs or alcohol? My name is Steven Sundquist, and I'm a recovered addict. You are not alone. My team of dedicated professionals at All In Solutions Counseling Center is waiting to help you. With our evidence-based services, you can rely on us to help you get your life back. As addicts, we create a lot of excuses as to why it's not the right time to go to treatment. But the reality is there is no such thing as the right time when your addiction is the one in control. We accept most major insurances, offer a variety of treatment options, and can assist in the process of utilizing resources such as the Family Medical Leave Act, or FMLA. In my experience, FMLA allowed me to get the help I needed to return back to my place of employment with a healthy state of mind. Call now, 561-289-0779. Again, that number is 561-289-0779. 3 years ago, I made the call. Will you?
The promise of the new decade is that you can change your life by changing the way you think about your money. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 money skills. Please call us today at 727-422-7761 to schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hey, and welcome back, and you're listening to Moments of Clarity. My name is Tiffany Werner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're talking about domestic violence, abusive relationships, teen violence, and coming out of violent relationships, abusive relationships, and healing from them. And that before we went to break, we were talking with my guest, and talking about how a lot of times people come out of these relationships with undeserved shame and guilt, and thinking, I'm stupid, I was naive. And so living proof, my guest was valedictorian in her college. So it definitely doesn't mean an academic or that somebody's very naive or dumb. I want to welcome back to Moments of Clarity, Ashley Bendixson. And Ashley, I just wanted to prove a point. Like, as a valedictorian of your university, not just high school, but university, and like, congratulations on that. But honestly, this can happen to anybody. And it's, I've had abusive relationships in my past too, and had to heal from it as well, a long time ago. But I luckily figured out what I didn't want in a relationship. And, but I think it caused a lot of tolerance for a lot of stupid ones along the way till the right one kind of found me. But, yeah. And then even then it's kind of like, well, wow, like you kind of wonder if it's for real when the person's being nice. Like, what do they want from me? Or when are they going to change? Or when are they going to flip? Mm-hmm. It changes our trust. And So what are some tips that you would give for healing for somebody coming out of a relationship? Like when you speak on platforms, if you talk about healing and women empowerment.
Yeah. And just a quick side note on me graduating as valedictorian. So that was actually after my abusive boyfriend caused me to drop out of college.
Wow.
So I went back and graduated as valedictorian, and it was just part of my healing journey, putting the pieces back together and telling myself I will work as hard as I can to make up for everything that was taken from me. So, I didn't just
give you a bell for
that. I had to, because I think for me, and this is probably a really good just mindset to have in the healing process, I knew that if I continued to struggle, he continued to win. Him, the first boyfriend at 14, all the bullies in high school, everybody who would ever hurt me. I knew if I continued to struggle, have a hard time in life, felt sad, broken, depressed, they all won, and I did not. So for me, I just was I need to win this time. I need to defy the odds and prove them all wrong. So that was part of my approach to going back to school and just everything I've done since then.
Right. It drove you to want to prove them all wrong, but yourself as well. And that was probably the one proud moment that you're most proud of, looking back, when you know that someone didn't get the best of you after all and it didn't break you. In hindsight, I think that's what a lot of us hold our head up high for later on.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling when that happens too. It sucks to get to that point, but it's a great feeling after accomplishing it and not letting somebody or anybody tell you that you can't or hold you back anymore.
Right.
To rise
and
above
you discover who you were all along that you just somehow didn't see. I do a lot of thinking about this, and I think about who was I when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, when I had all these dreams and I thought I could achieve anything, before the world hurt me. It's how do I just reconnect with who I came into this world to be? People pull us away from that, and it's crazy. And I think in the healing process, I think the goal shouldn't be find a great relationship now. The goal is self-discovery and finding who you are and building your identity again, because once you have a strong self-identity, then you're ready for a relationship. Then you're ready for all the other challenges life might throw you. And, it's to this day, I've still dated people over the years who I see are, potentially abusive. And now I know how to shut those things down and walk away and break things off much easier. So, it's just you got to work on yourself before you can, succeed in relationships or anything else.
And sometimes it prompts us into even better things. I ended up taking kickboxing for 8 years just to make sure that I had my own back, if anything. We have a caller. We have caller Joe. Hi, Joe. Thanks for calling in. Welcome to Moments of Clarity.
Hey, Tiffany. Thanks to everything you're doing. And for the guest, I forgot her
Ashley.
name. Ashley, thank you for sharing your story. It's great stuff.
Agreed.
But I have a different perspective. If I could share it.
Sure.
You mentioned that word naive, and I believe my mom was extremely naive, and I'm convinced, without any doubts in my mind, that she chose the abuser, in this case my stepfather, over her kids. And
if I may interject, Joe, just so Ashley and the listeners know, because I actually know Joe, he's part of my team, and he wrote a powerful book it's called When the Dust Settled, Between a Rock and a Hard Place. And Joe Potosi, and so he was the child victim of abusive stepfather, and watched his mom go through that. So a different perspective in that sense, but definitely powerful stuff. Go on, Joe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But what I observed, now, Tiffany, since you trained in this field, we can have this debate at some point, but I believe me and my sister had to grow up really fast, mentally, right? And emotionally, because we cared for our 4 younger brothers. We were the parents. In reality, we took care of them. Anyway, I observed my mom get her collarbone broke, her jaw broke, her face busted open, all by my stepfather over the years. And obviously he abused me and my few mother siblings as well, as did my mother. Now, you would think, one time and that would be it, but she was with him for over 12 years, and she chose him over us, and he didn't work. He had no stability, and I never could figure out why, And then when I got older, I realized I think she was afraid to step out because of the unknowns, We left them a total of 2 times. The second and last time, we ended up in a battered women's shelter. We were homeless. We weren't there for long, but my point is this. Watching my mom be abused the way she was, I think something good came out of that, at least for me. And that is, when I became an adolescent and a man, I had girlfriends, and one girl in particular was a psycho, for lack of a better term. And she accused me of cheating, and one night she took some oatmeal and molasses, and I was sleeping, she attempted to dump it on me, on my groin. And I just so happened to wake up. Hot
oatmeal and molasses?
Hot oatmeal.
Oh, gosh.
With molasses, which would really stick.
Yeah, it would stick and burn.
Thank God I woke up. The cat meowed. It was laying on my chest. I woke up, and I went to kick it, and I kicked it out of her hand, and then landed on my foot. So, it burned me really bad. But with that being said, I didn't beat her up. I didn't attack her. And my whole entire life, I have never put my hands on a woman. I just don't believe in it. I watched my mom be beaten to a pulp. And for those men that do put their hands on women, we all know they're lesser than men. Mm-hmm. And, they have theirs coming, in my opinion. But the question I have for you and for Tiffany is, so you said you were 14 when the abuse first started, and I'm not sure if you have children now, but if you were to be an adult with children in an abusive relationship, what is the mindset, Tiffany, of these women that refuse to leave? Are they afraid of being stalked or killed by this person? Or, from my mom, in my opinion, she was always in the haze, alcohol or drugs. What is it that keeps people bound up?
So many different things. Ashley, what do you think? Because I've seen so many different clients, and honestly, I would have to say that I give props to Ashley, because one of the toughest clientele for me personally is abused women and domestic violence, because I'll do anything for a client, honestly, full force, work after hours, everything, and so many times you get them exactly where they need to be, new bank accounts, everything, and they end up back. And it's really hard to watch. It's hard to see. But it's not that I wouldn't say your mom put him first before you. Mother's love is different in anything. But a lot of women feel like they are worthless, and they are so battered that they don't feel like they can make it on their own. And so they stay in the abusive relationships because that's what they know. Kind of what Ashley was saying in the beginning. You get tolerant of it and manipulated. And some of them fear for their lives too, because some abusers never stop abusing. What do you think, Ashley?
Yeah, I think it just varies from person to person so much, because you will see victims who their kids become the catalyst for them to pack up their bags and leave. And then other people, I think it just goes back to this brainwashing and this deep manipulation where you can't even think logically about the how to leave, and you just feel like, I can't, they won't let me, there's no way that I can do it. If I try, they're going to find me. And I know for me, in the process, sometimes the easiest option felt like just getting through each day the best I could. and hoping that we could go to bed calm and safe and wake up and it would be a better day the next day. I think the idea of actually like what the process meant of leaving this person who was so terrible